Okay, we should be live now. How's it going, everyone? Hopefully you can hear me good. My name is Mitchell Mander, and welcome to my live stream. Today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Horizons episode 84. Yes, 84 episodes in. This episode, I'm obviously going to go into my summary in a little bit, but this was an okay episode. Latter half of the episode was kind of where it was at, but I'll get into that in a minute. So, hopefully you're all having a wonderful day or night wherever you're at. I welcome all. Okay, so I always do this at the beginning of my stream, so just to kind of give you a heads up if this is the first time you're coming across the stream, or video after, obviously, the stream is over. If you're coming across this for the first time, what we do here, I usually give it about 5 to 10 minutes for people to show up, come in, chat a little bit, and then after, like, once we get a certain amount of people in, or if there's not really much talking going on, I'll start giving my summary. Then, once I'm done with the summary, I'll give a rating to the episode, and then I hand it over to the chat. And then we just go on for about an hour and a half is pretty much the typical length for these streams. Sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. But we've been kind of settling between an hour and a half, which seems like a good amount of time. We'll see how long we're going for this one, since this one wasn't like anything crazy. Next week's episode, and the next two episodes are going to be where we're going to be talking a whole lot. But yeah, for those that are here, how you doing? We got like 6 people here. What's up, y'all? For the people that are here, also we have a poll to rate the episode, for you guys to go and give it a rating between 9, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, and then lower than 5. So go ahead and cast your votes. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the chat. And also hit the like button. Helps the channel, spreads the word for the streams and videos and stuff. Would appreciate it. Another thing before I go on further, I always have to mention this as a little bit of a plug. Since the music you hear in the background comes from a separate stream, the Video Game Study Lounge from Game Chops. Pretty much it is a stream that is basically lo-fi remixes of video games along with some originals here and there. I typically listen to it when I'm just, chilling, reading, studying, working out, working, doing whatever. I usually plug it in and listen to it. It's pretty cool. Variety of different stuff like Final Fantasy, Pokemon, Zelda, and then some other older series as well. Get usually featured in the mix for the lo-fi songs, so you should check it out sometime. Link in the description. Anywho, yo, Pokefan, not gonna lie, my morning wasn't the best. Yeah, I kinda slept in today. I didn't want to wake up, but then I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta do this stream. So, a little bit last minute, but we got it together in time. But anyways, for everyone out there, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Well, if I don't hear any more chats, in about a minute, I'm going to start summarizing this episode. Hopefully, Pokefan, the rest of your day goes well. Sometimes you might have a rough morning, and maybe then the rest of the day ends up being a lot better. So, just something to keep in mind. A little bit quiet today. To be completely honest, I'm not really too surprised. Not really a whole lot to talk about this time around. Long story short, I'm so freaking done with people being jerks. Yep. That's why I would say just ignore them. The best thing to do is just ignore them if they're going to be like that. That's my advice to you. Yeah, that's true. At least I'm here. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna start now with the summary. I'll resume with the chat once I'm done. You feel free to, go and, leave your comments in the chat. But I will catch up here because I'm going to start talking about episode 84, Pokemon Horizons. Okay, so the first part of this episode, honestly, was kind of slow. We arrive in Kamuri Town, anime exclusive town, and somehow this town is just like right by where Rakua is at, and nobody in the town knows about it. A little weird. But anyways, there's a rumor that like if a black Rayquaza is showing up, it means it's a bad omen. There's a kid, I think his name is Yuha, and his dad were talking, and he's just like, "Oh, my Noibat disappeared. It's a sign that, that bad things are coming." And then he ends up running into, or Freed and the others, Liko, Freed, and the others, yeah. They kind of butt in, and like, "Oh, you're talking about the black Rayquaza? We brought it here." And of course that kid, throws a fit, runs off, but then the, dad's like, "Oh yeah, my grandma, or great grandma, or whatever." I can't remember if it says grandma or great grandma, but like, Granny here is over 100 years old and says that she saw Rayquaza back in the day. So Freed asked to go and speak to her. Or something. There's a really interesting thing about the Granny here, which I'm going to bring up in a second, but more on that in a minute. I'm going to get like the kind of the weak part of the episode out of the way. So Liko, Roy, and Dot are kind of just hanging out in town while Freed is going off to meet this Granny. They end up hearing some screams from the cave. Ends up that Yuha kid was running into the cave trying to save his Noibat. Ends up getting chased by a bunch of Pokemons. And they all end up getting caught up in it. It's a Vibrava, whatever you want to call it. But they end up getting trapped in there. They're still kind of, Roy and the kid are kind of just quarreling still, but they pretty much have to find a way out. The only thing that's kind of notable here is that the kids actually utilize their secondary Pokemon? What? Quaxwell is the only one of the starters that actually really does anything here. Unless you want to count Crocodile just lighting up the cave. But that was kind of, I guess, the main highlight here, but they end up getting out of the cave. Now, moving on to the more important stuff in the episode, Freed meets with the old lady, and the biggest interesting thing about this lady is she... I had to kind of listen to it a few times. Yeah, that's Masako Nozawa. Sorry, I butchered her name. Nozawa. For those that are unfamiliar with her work, she is most famous for being the voice of Goku. Japanese Goku. Gohan, Goten, Bardock, Goku Black, you name it. Pretty much Nozawa has been voicing Goku forever, and she's voicing the old lady here. So I thought that was a really cool, thing for this episode. Although she is playing the old lady, so that was interesting. The one thing that's kind of neat here is that she brings up the fact that we kind of learn a little bit about what happened following, the incident between the incident in Rakua 100 years ago, where the sun was blocked out. There was for 3 days, 3 nights, there was just craziness going on. Gibeon ends up actually coming from the mountain, and he was covered in wounds, was healed, and by this lady's the granny's mom, and yeah. But it's interesting that Gibeon was name dropped here. So it's also the place at the top of the mountain. It's actually not a volcano, but it's a place where heaven and earth meet, and that's where Rakua is Rakua is. It's kind of a little interesting that there's a settlement by where Rakua is, whereas like up to this point we were kind of led to believe that Rakua was kind of isolated, but whatever. Anyways, sorry if my review here is a little scattered. Just not like a whole lot going on in this episode, to be honest. But after getting this information, Freed phones them. That kid's like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are so strong. I'm gonna work to be strong with my Noibat." But anywho, turns out that Captain Pikachu catches on the fact that they're being spied on by somebody, and it turns out that Agate was actually spying on Freed. And it turns out that the Exceed headquarters are here in this town, or at least nearby. I mean, I guess it makes sense since Gibeon had to know where Rakua was, but just couldn't get back to get some more Rakuin because it's sealed off. But yeah, it turns out that it looks like the Explorers' headquarters are here. They have there's an Exceed logo too, so I see. They have a little branch out here, maybe. Who knows? But anyways, I'm getting a little distracted here. They all meet up, and this is kind of where the best, in my opinion, this is the best part of the episode, where they're all heading up the mountain, because I can't fly up there. It's just too high for the Bravasagi, so they have to climb. So Murdoch, Orla, Molly, Ludlow, they end up staying behind, while the kids and Freed head up the mountain. The cool thing is that all the hero Pokemon actually help out. Obviously, Rayquaza led us here, so the other hero Pokemon actually end up helping out. Orbolivia ends up picking them up and moving them up further up the mountain. Lapras gets them across the river, while Cleavor actually breaks some rocks that are in the way. There's a boulder that comes after them, and Gouging Fire ends up stopping it and saving them. And then there's a couple, wild Pokemon that were going to attack. Then Galarian Moltres comes out of its ball and drains their energy, so they're able to make it up, and they finally reach the place where the clouds are basically touching the mountain. So it's the place where heaven and earth meet. And yeah, we've arrived in Rakua, clearly. So yeah, that's the episode. So in my opinion, this episode was very average, in my opinion, if I'm being completely honest. The first part of this episode was super slow, in my opinion. The whole subplot with the kid and, Liko and the others, like, going in that cave and stuff, I felt like that was kind of, like, I don't know, I kind of just felt like it was there, just to kind of just kill time, honestly. The stuff about Rakua, Gibeon, and then the, hero Pokemon helping out at the end, and obviously now that we know that Agate is spying on them, that stuff's pretty cool. And I guess the kid, acknowledging that Liko, Roy, and Dot were strong, are pretty strong. It's kind of cool. It looks like they got. It looks like they become role models for someone, so that's kind of neat. Also, using their secondary Pokemon and getting an all acknowledgement for that was pretty cool. Blech, can't speak. But besides that, like, the first part of this episode was really weak, in my opinion. Just the old lady being voiced by Goku is kind of cool. And yeah, overall, like, this is clearly a calm before the storm episode. These next few episodes are going to be a lot more exciting. So not really too upset with this episode, I guess. But like, yeah, this was an okay episode. For me, it's like a solid 5, in my opinion. Probably the weakest episode we've had probably in a while. Just some of the lore tidbits were good, and the hero Pokemon helping at the end, that's probably the best parts. So not the best episode, but these next few episodes are gonna be where the action's gonna be at. Anyways, so what do you guys think? Anyways, let's go to the chat here. Devin, it's an episode of Pokemon Horizons, not much to say, guys. I guess you don't like Horizons, do you, Devin? By the way, what's up? I like the thumbnail your YouTube inspiration studio made for this place. Yeah! I don't know if you guys want me to post that on my actual on the YouTube channel, but just for some context, apparently there's an inspiration tab in YouTube Studio now that generates like ideas and thumbnails for your videos. It's pretty much all AI generated, which is garbage. But let's just say that some of the stuff they came up for my videos and thumbnails were interesting, to say the least. So if that's something you guys want to see me post, I guess I can do that, but some of it was just like weird, bro. Like one idea that they gave me was, what if Spinel and Liko team up? I'm like, okay, so the main big bad of the series, one of the main big bads of the series, teams up with our main protagonist. Sounds like a wonderful idea. Thanks, YouTube. So if that's something you guys want me to post, just let me know. This episode was just didn't really have much going on. Freed at least did something to make progress. Yep, exactly. Do you watch Infamous Trainer? I've watched some of his stuff before. He's pretty chill. I'm very aggravated about how the second Pokémons finally get used and then they immediately get recalled because we have our starters. I mean, it was mainly with Tinkatuff. But yeah, they didn't really do much beyond that. But again, that whole part, there's that kid, you know, having the courage to step up and, you know, do something. And he's the one that actually saved the day there, ironically. But yeah, that whole section of the episode I felt was just unnecessary, in my opinion. That's kind of unfortunate because we use our secondary Pokemon, and yeah. Do you think the kids have been being handheld lately? Because that's why my morning wasn't the best, because people had to be jerks about my opinion because I said they're not being handheld anymore. Not really. Why would they say that? Are they talking about like Freed or whatever? Because like Freed doesn't really step in and save them anymore. I was gonna say, was it because of that kid clearing the way for them? I was gonna say because Liko, Roy, and Dot were holding their own against all those Pokemon. For, you know, I mean, if we're being real here, they were doing a pretty good job. The main reason they're being handheld is because Roy didn't have a Pokeball ready to catch Sandy Shocks. That's... what? What? Why? I don't understand. And the second reason is the hero Pokemon help them, so the kids are dumb because they do nothing. Excuse me? What are these people complaining about? Okay, the first point literally makes no sense. Like, who cares? Like, I mean, it's disappointing you didn't get Sandy Shocks, but like, dude. And then, for the second point, I thought it was pretty cool that the hero Pokemon stepped in and were kind of leading them to Rakua. I felt like that kind of, you know, that was kind of the point here, is that like we're kind of they're all, it was kind of symbolism that they were all leading them to Rakua. Like Rayquaza obviously showed them the way, and then, you know, the other Pokemon just came in and helped out as they were, you know, heading there. So I don't really get the criticism here. I don't really see it. Why are the heroes so aggressive when they drop in? Well, I mean, they gotta show off, don't they? He finally got rid of Chumpmander as its pick. Mitchell is making steps in the right direction. I mean, Mander is still my profile pick on my Discord. And that probably won't be changing. Just saying. Don't you love Charizard, Devin? Isn't he your favorite? Anyways, Megastone X, hey, what's going on? Welcome in. The first thing was literally Roy doesn't even have the essentials to be a trainer. Hold on, Pokefan. Let me voice this a little bit. The first thing was literally, and I quote, Roy doesn't even have the essentials to be a trainer necessary. Who doesn't have Pokeballs on hand? Excuse me? What? Are these people just making stuff up? I was gonna say I wouldn't interact with these people, Pokefan. They're just complaining. They're complaining about nothing. I would just honestly at a certain point I'd be like, yeah, I'm not talking to you guys anymore. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. Yeah. Does anybody have any thoughts regarding this episode? Anybody? Vote in the poll, by the way. And like the videos. And I'm not even trying to be negative. Here I was just so confused how that ruined this episode. Yeah, I was gonna say that didn't ruin the episode. I think the main point was that Sango got a new Pokemon. I don't think Roy not catching Sandshocks is necessarily bad. Why do people want more mine? They don't even use the secondary Pokemons they have. Why more? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Like it would have been cool, but like, again, Sango caught Screamtail. That was kind of the main point of that was the main thing that happened in the episode, and Roy defeated a Paradox Pokemon. I mean, that's cool. I mean, one catches a Pokemon, one, wins against a Paradox Pokemon. So I think, I know some people were upset with that. Like in my mind, I'm like, this would have been a good. It is a little bit of a missed opportunity, but like it would have been cool if it showed up in the Rayquaza fight and like maybe like jumped in and saved Crocodile or something like that, and then maybe it goes along with him after that. That would have been cool, but it's obviously not the direction they were going in with that. I just feel like these people are just not. I feel like they're just complaining for the sake of it. Like, it's fine to have criticisms for the series. I mean, you hear mine all the time, I see Devin's all the time. I mean, that's fine. It's just there's some team things that I don't know. Him not supposedly having a Pokeball at the time kind of just feels like a weird take. In addition to that, his burb needs more development first, in my opinion. Burb first, then we'll talk about catching more Pokemon. Hey, how's it going, Sharon? I thought this episode was not that great. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this one. Again, this episode, I'm not too like disappointed. Like, to be honest with you, going in this episode, I wasn't really like thinking this was going to be like a crazy one. This was a clear calm before the storm episode. So, it's not one that you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to come back and watch this one like every year type of episode. This is kind of like I'll watch this episode just this one time and that's probably it. It was alright. Oh, I literally said Roy beat a Paradox Pokemon on his own and won himself. That one. How's that hand holding? And they literally said, and I quote, "So winning equals not hand-holding? Okay, dummy, can't wait to see you write something." Excuse me? Are these people like 10 years old? That's literally like they're literally contradicting themselves. I mean, Tinka Tough battling was nice. Yep, and Burb fighting as well was cool. Heteram came in and healed. So, can we like see more of that and you know a more important fight? That'd be nice. Because Heteram should be like support. Would be a good support, man. Where's the main character always wins? Next episode looks interesting. Trapico's calling out the Pokemon from the Pokeballs was nice. Yep, that was my point earlier. Is like it was clearly like a little bit of symbolism, where it was the hero Pokemon where like Trapos was calling out to them, and they were like slowly leading them all to Rakua. That's kind of just what I saw at the end there. I don't know why people would be like, oh, they're being handheld by the like hero Pokemon. I disagree with that. I think it was just them, you know, leading them to the Pokemon paradise that happens to be on this mountain near like a settlement. Now to the hero Pokemon thing, they were upset because the kids did nothing to get to Rakua. The heroes did all the work. Yeah, that's just silly. The Burb needs new moves. I agree. Burb needs moves stat. They had the hero Pokemon do all the work, which I'm not a fan of. Really? Again, I think that this was just symbolism. It's supposed to be they're leading them to Rakua. I don't think that that was like a problem in the episode, personally. That was arguably my favorite part in this entire episode. Also, some of the lore drops as well, not to mention Exceeds here. I guess I disagree with that, though. Like, they are strong, it's just, again, the hero Pokemon are there to help out. That was, like, the whole point of that whole section. It's just they're, like, one by one helping out and leading them to Rakua. But, what was I gonna say? I mean, my one thing that I'm kind of just a little bit, like, I guess my main critique for this episode, besides obviously it kind of, you know, the first part being kind of boring, was like, I'm just sitting here, I'm like, they kind of made out, like, Rakua to be, like, this remote area where, like, it's a Pokemon paradise, you know, and stuff like that. So, why is there, like, a settlement, like, by where it's supposedly at and nobody there knows about it? Not to mention that, like, there's that Exceed building, which probably means, well, not probably, like, it's pretty clear that the Explorers, where their headquarters are at, is there. Let's just be real. And Agate is spying on them, so. So they lit them into the Rakua. But then again, it's like if the Explorers already knew where Rakua is at, it's just they didn't even need to really trail them if that's the case, you know? Because if they already know, they can just like go there and just ambush them. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they're already there and they just don't know it. But who knows? Agate was just reporting in, so yeah. Pocket Monsters, Liko and Roy's Adventures OST. Kilowattra needs an episode for itself. Agreed. And some new moves. Want the kids to fight on their own against Gibeon with not much help from the hero Pokemon. That seems like that's going to be the case. But it does seem like Amethio is jumping in as well. Compared to episode 79 through 83, this episode does not really have much to be talked about. Yeah, not really. Just a few lore bits here and there, and then Nozawa voicing the old lady. Last thing I'll say, and this is my favorite comment after I said the fandom is toxic and jerks stop having a meltdown about the fandom. The fandom is toxic and jerks. Quote, stop having a meltdown about the fandom. You have 0 brain cells to even be in this conversation. Yeah, if someone just said that to me, I would block them and never talk to them again. Is this in another Discord server? I was gonna say, how is that even allowed? Because I was gonna say if you can have in mine you can have debates and stuff and mess around, but if you start fighting with one another, I think you should probably get a warning or something, or just insulting constantly. I'd be like, hey guys, if that happened in my server, I'd be like, hey guys, let's not do this. Can we stop, please? And thanks. And after that point, they continue. That'd be a timeout, potential ban if they just continued. So with Lucius being trapped in those crystals, I think Trapagos will be the one to free him from the crystal prison. Yeah, probably. Yeah, the other servers really don't give a care anymore. Dang. Wow. Jeez. Again, I don't mind debates. I think debates are healthy, As long as it doesn't turn into, a insult match, then you're good. Just chill and have a good time. Honestly, I don't think it, personally, in my opinion, I don't think this series is, that, deep to where you have to just insult people to that level. I just think you just gotta chill and have a good time. Just wish people thought the same. So for Pokemon Day, I think we will get more Horizons news. The question is, what type of news are we getting? I did my video the other day, but that one was kind of just for fun. Just some speculation based on that calendar having the sparkles on Pokemon Day. So, it makes me think that we're gonna learn something. A movie would be the best case scenario. Worst case scenario would be, oh yeah, here's the Rayquaza Rising dub trailer. Here's a little teaser, 30-second teaser, and then that's it. And I'm like, oh, well, I already watched this. Or Liko punches her fist to break through till she bleeds, and after her hand is broken, Lucius is free. Yeah, Liko's got a broken arm throughout the whole exchange. She's like, oh, guys, I need medical attention. Actually, Heterim, get out of your Pokeball. I need healing. Problem solved. Do you think Liko and Roy would come to Pokemon Masters EX? I'll be real. I feel like they have a strong possibility. I just don't know. I heard that Clavel is in the game and he has a Sprigatito, so I don't know how that's going to affect them potentially showing up. In addition to that, I feel like they'll show up probably more than likely when their starters are fully evolved. That way, when they come to the game, they have their starters and they're like, you know, what they're fully capable of. I don't play Masters EX anymore, but it would be cool if Liko and Roy did appear. Who was that random person in the cave? What random person? You talking about the kid? I forgot. They said Roy literally told Sandy Shocks he would come back and catch him and he didn't. I showed them evidence he didn't say that, and apparently I edited it to be right. Are they? I would have to. Okay, you know what I would say at that point if they said that you edited it? I'd say proof. I would just say proof ? And if they tried to like retort, you could just be like, "Well, here's the some stuff's link. Go watch it for yourself. Put on subs." If they refuse at that point, be like, "Well, I won the argument. You lose." I mean, if you wanted to like, I'm not necessarily telling you to do that, but like in a joking manner, I'd be like, "Well, guess I won the argument." Don't want to cause any more further issues for you. I love Liko and Roy and Masters. I play all the time. Yeah, I played up until I think September, and I kind of hit a point where I'm just like, I don't really have time for this game anymore. So I just dropped it. I'd say when it comes to gachas, it's probably one of the more lenient ones, because its system is actually like pretty easy to pull 5 stars. But well, yeah, I just don't have time for it anymore. Maybe if they bring Liko and Roy into the game, maybe I'll consider coming back for it. The one with the Noibat? That was the kid? That was the kid that literally was telling them to get out of town and stuff. Pokemon Masters EX has voice acting on a mobile game, but console Pokemon games don't have voice acting, which is dumb. I mean, it'd be cool if maybe like the next generation has voice acting, but they're kind of, not doing that. I feel like we're at a point where they probably should start thinking about that. I don't remember Roy saying he'll catch it. Exactly, he said, "This is fun. I'll come back sometime and battle with you again." Yeah, unfortunately, he couldn't do that. So, make of it what you will. Unless they go back to Area 0 or something. Which I don't think is probably going to happen at this point, but yeah. At least have voice acting in the cutscenes. Yeah, they could do that. If Liko and Roy come to Masters, they will have their English voice actors. I would assume so. Sarah's voicing Ash in Masters. And Team Rocket have their dub VAs too, along with Meowth. So my assumption would be they would be voiced too. Just because he said that doesn't mean he actually promised it. Not that Roy doesn't mind battling it, he just didn't saw it again after battling Rayquaza, or probably forgot. I mean, you kind of had some bigger issues going on too. You kind of run into what you thought was Entei was gouging fire, and then Rayquaza back to back. Probably not. Probably wouldn't be on his mind at that point. I think at that point he's fighting for his life. Would Freed With Captain Pikachu come to Masters? I don't know. See, I don't really want Charizard, because, like, you already got a couple Charizards in the game, like Red's Charizard and Leon's Charizard. But you also have a couple Pikachus as well, because you got, you know, your character's Pikachu and then Ash's Pikachu, too, which Ash's Pikachu is really strong in that game. But they could bring Captain Pikachu in there. It'd be kind of a different one. So, you know, maybe if they wanted to do a collab with it. So, who knows. You think the time skip is happening? People are convinced. I'm still very skeptical. In addition, I'm gonna just say this once again. The leaks were not valid, so I wouldn't trust them. Juliana and Florian are in Masters? Isn't that the characters from Scarlet and Violet? Their names or whatever? I'm not really too familiar with their names. Honestly, the problem is they can't just add them in. It's a license issue. And that's why it might take some time. Oh, look, it's Emerald. I think, usually before the presents, some stuff might leak. Like, if there's something for Masters that might leak for, like, Pokemon Day, it usually is in the data mine, I think. Or if people are able to data mine it. I think that's what happened last year. That's when people were like, oh, yep, this is what's happening. Spoiled. Again. Team Rocket and Ash had never reran to this day. Which that kind of sucks because it kind of sucks whenever they do that. There are other games like that have done stuff like that and then they never get reruns. How is Horizon stuff allowed in Pokemon Go? What do you mean? Well, they had the Horizons and Go. They did that last year, though. Are you saying they're doing, like, something else? What the heck? Anyways, anybody got thoughts regarding this episode or the next episode? If so, let me know in the chat. I know not a whole lot to talk about this episode, but what do you think about next week's episode? I'm sure we will get Lacey, Crispin, Amaris, Drayden, Carmen, Kieran, and Masters. Probably. We'll see. I believe Liko will meet Lucius in the next episode. Okay. I think if she meets Lucius in the next episode, it probably won't be until, like, the end. More than likely. Next week looks alright. The week after that is going to be the showdown. The beginning of the showdown. February is less than halfway over, so we only know of 2 episodes now. When will we get more episode title reveals? Well, we got 2 that we know of, so more than likely it will be the last week of this month. It could come as early as next week, but more likely would be the last week. Hound. I think Florgoth will evolve at the end of this arc because we got that Ceruledge and Mascota merch. And merch does spoil events for the future. Maybe. It has a good possibility. It's probably it's the one that's up next for an evolution though. The Wild West. What? Okay. Just a reminder to vote in the polls and hit the like button. Imagine if one of those Vibrava in the cave evolved in Flygon. They would have been in a little bit of a sticky situation, if you know what I mean. What's this? Oh, Sonic. Do you think we might get Stellar Terrapagos to battle Gibeon? Maybe? I saw something, I'm not sure if it's the only thing that's getting announced for Horizons. Oh. Remember when caught the entire Flygon line in one episode and people were angry because Ash needed Flygon? Go. Oh yeah. They were angry. Like, they have to show the stellar type. Probably? Maybe that's what they're hiding from us. We don't have a summary for episode 86 right now. They're like, "Oh, what shocking twists and turns are happening in this episode? Find out when the episode airs." The twist is that Spinel betrays Gibeon. Boom. Called it. The magazine scan made it sound like, oh, this is the climax is finally here. Well, that's it, guys. Time to wrap things up. That's the announcement we're getting on Pokemon Day. We decided we're done with Horizons. It's over. No movie. Nothing. You guys get nothing. There's no more. We're done. Bye. That's the presents. Wow, I got the day off work for this? Main Stellarmon. I think Coral Screamtail needs Misty Terrain and Misty Explosion? So about last night's new potential evolution tease, if it happens, y'all think one of the kids might get it? Depends on if it's real. Number one. Number two, I would prefer not to have another character have another Eevee or evolution for one series, but if anyone's gonna get it, probably Dot, I guess. Do you think we will get a new evolution? I don't know. This is the year of Eevee. I don't know. A flying type evolution would be kind of neat, but I don't typically use the evolutions in any of my teams ever whenever I play Pokemon. Umbreon is cool though. Maybe the next Arclico will get Charcadet. We'll see. People have been saying that for the longest time and it hasn't happened. Though. Wait, Mitchell, do you actually got the day off to work on Pokemon Day? No. I haven't put in for it. I've still been back and forth whether I'm even going to do a reaction to it. I'll only do it if people really want to. Some fan of Eevee you are if you haven't used it in Eevee or its evolutions. I mean, they're cool. It's just I don't you typically use them ever. And if I do, it's kind of brief. I'm not sitting there and being like, oh, they're trash or whatever. It's just not my preference when using on a team. I'm not Penny, okay? You love Eevee and its evolutions? Again, I don't hate Eevee or its evolutions, except for maybe Flareon. But if I ever get one or use it, it's only for like a short period of time, then I usually just replace it with another one, typically. That's how it goes. Eevee would be great to cuddle with if it was real. Probably. I was trying to be like Virgil and tried to use a good amount of them on a team. Ooh. Yeah, I know Virgil. And Dante. Get it? Last message if you can. Huh? To be honest, Flareon... Oh. Good thing this isn't a fake picture made by some fan that was... So this has some weight. Plus, Sylveon was teased officially in the same way. Oh, yep. I probably just didn't notice it. Sorry, Pokefan. To be honest, Flareon is the worst evolution competitively. Well, Flareon kind of just bad. Its stats are not good. Ask Matt about that sometime. He'll tell you why Flareon is bad. Sylveon and Umbreon are pretty good. Wait, do you know who I'm talking about? Yeah. Didn't expect you to mention Dante's Inferno. Or I could have been a reference to Devil May Cry. Bet you didn't think about that. Flareon has no moves. Nope, never. Wish we could see G-Max Eevee. Yeah, it's not happening. The time for that has come and gone. Imagine we get Mega Evolutions. Would it just become fluffier? Hold on. Dang it, Mike. Stay up. People love the flu. You know, I just realized 8-7 for this episode is winning. Did you guys really like this episode? Interesting. I was a bit hopeful when we saw Kabu, but it was quite a bit ago at this point. No, I didn't have hope. Flareon would be great to sleep with since it can adjust its body heat and it's fluffy, so yeah, the nice and warm fluffy boy to sleep with. I see. But yeah, sorry about my mini rant earlier. I just wish people would be nicer about the kids show. Also, those hot takes they had were just weak. Look, it may be a kids show, but people on the internet will fight over it. I've been in this community for over 10 years, so I know I've seen some things. I mean, we went to Galar. That wasn't on what I thought we'd go to so early in the series. We weren't really in Galar. Well, we were in Galar for a little bit of time, but we didn't do any Gigantamaxing that when we were there, which was interesting. You know which Pokemon are bad competitive? Emerald and Matt probably know. I kind of wish a Mythio G+. Huh? A Mythio what? That guy hit send early. I kind of wish a Mythio what, though? Leaving me on a cliffhanger, bro. We still need a rock ghost type and a fire fairy type. I wish a Mythio G-Max has Corviknight. You know how it goes. The current series' gimmick is Terra, so that's what we gotta focus on. And if you actually get something, a previous gimmick, it's only like for a little bit. Which so far this series has been 0. Whew. We need Free to terrestrialize his Pikachu with Flying Terra. You know, he could do that, but he hasn't. Okay. We've been going on for about an hour, guys. I know we got 10 people here. I appreciate it if you guys, if you're coming in here, hitting that like button and voting in the poll. So far, 8-7 is winning. Do you think humans in the Pokemon world have powers? A little subjective, but maybe not all humans, but maybe some. Oh. Yeah, unfortunately, there isn't really a whole lot to speak about regarding this episode, or even the next one at the moment. So, I'm kind of running dry on things to talk about today, to be honest. We've seen Ash have some with Aura, and Coco can use Pokemon moves when he brought Zarude back. Oh, is that the last movie? Ash has powers and Sabrina has powers. She has the psychic powers. Oof. So we at least have a few. Like I said, I don't think all humans clearly do. If you're an NPC, probably not. Then again, you know, your playable character is the only playable character, so the gym leaders are NPCs in the game, so yeah. People in the human world can die in a car crash, but when hit with a flamethrower, they are fine. It's also fiction. Look, Team Rocket blasting off, and somehow that's not it for them? Yeah, you try that in real life. I don't think it's going to end well for you. Looks like Team Rocket's blasting off again. Oh. Ash, Misty, and Brock now have an arrest warrant for them. They're going to Poke Jail for what they did to Team Rocket. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm getting all sleepy. It's just super strength in certain situations. Iris had the power with the dragon types, yep. Do you guys have anything regarding this episode or the next week's episode? Yeah. Okay. Lova, hi, welcome in. How are you doing today? Do you think that there will be a movie in the Horizon era? I'm not sure. It's to be seen still, but at least one would be cool. We don't need a movie every single year anymore, but like at least one movie I'd appreciate. I just don't know if we're able to do something like that anymore. So what's y'all thoughts on the kids' battle abilities at this time? Weak or strong? I'd say kind of like in the middle. Definitely starting to lean towards the strong now. Still got a little ways to go. I think next week we will see Lucius meet Liko and learn more about her. You mean him? Hehehe. Gotcha. Okay. Like I said, you got anything else for me, you guys? Like, Lucius tells Liko about his adventures. Maybe telling her things she did not know about him. Maybe. I never sleep, Emerald. Sleep is for the weak. Like, maybe how he caught Rayquaza? That'd be cool. The grandma looks like a Ghibli character. No shade. Yeah, a little bit. Nope. Not weak. Sleep is for the weak, Emerald. I strong. I still don't understand why Roy not having the essentials makes him bad. Ash and Company usually never had medicine on hand. I know, right? Whatever, Emerald. Yeah, that's kind of just the funny thing is like they didn't really have their stuff that they needed like on hand. No revives either. They didn't have medicine like all the time though. Do you like plot armor? A little bit of a subjective question. I mean, there are times where plot armor really like hinders like things, where it becomes obvious that it's coming in to just save the day for like whatever story is being told, but it has to be written in a way that makes a little bit of sense, though. Otherwise, it kind of just can be a problem. Do you think maybe we will see Liko grandma again after Rakua? Probably. Maybe take the picture with Lucius and be like, yep, I met him. Ash had thick plot armor in the series that shall never be named. Honestly, yeah, I don't want to get to be. Yeah, I'm actually. You know what? I think I'm not gonna get into that though. Not really in the mood to go down that rabbit hole. I don't know, man. They didn't have medicine like all the time, though. I mean, yeah, in the series that shall but not be named, they like never had anything. I swear, except for Pokeballs. No Great Balls, no Ultra Balls, just plain old Pokeball. Liko takes the picture smiling, and Lucius is screaming and faded into dust. Liko shows the picture, and it's Diana's horrified. Do you think if Lucius left Rakua, he would just turn to dust? Kind of ironic that you both had that pretty much at the same time. I mean, did Gibeon turn to dust? You know, all these years later, no, probably not. I don't know what's gonna happen though. It's kind of hard to say. Mitchell caught Pokenis? Pokerus? In real life? What do you mean? I mean, the Rakua made his aging slow down a lot, yeah. Demon technically left Rakua and he was fine. Granted, he left when he was still, you know, in his prime, but yeah. So once he is out of Rakua, he won't have that effect anymore. I guess we'll have to see what happens. Okay. Interesting. So Lucius leaves Rakua and maybe he starts aging normally? Maybe? Do you think Lucius will die in this series? I don't know. It's so hard to say. I wonder when we were going to see Koraidon and Miraidon in the Horizons anime. Not sure. Depends on what happens after this current arc. Like, he lives to be around 200. Wouldn't that be post-series? Because he's over 100, we know that. Another 100 years, huh? None of our current characters would be around for that. Do you think we will see Petron in the series? Are we going back to Kitakami? If no, then no. If yes, then maybe. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of torn on Roy getting Rayquaza now because it kind of feels like with the way the plot is going, it's gonna be forced. That's kind of where I'm a little bit on the concerned side. Hopefully, whatever happens here, it ends well. AZ is like 1,000 years old. I mean, the anime needs to show every Pokemon. Well, tell that to the previous series that left out a few. Especially since he's gonna become hyper fixated on bonding with it and neglecting his other Pokemon. Yeah, no, the Burb already doesn't need that. No AZ and X, Y, and Z. It does feel like a bit rushed how fast it's going. I'll save that for my review of this arc. I have thoughts. I just want to see how it ends first. Do you think we will get AZ and Masters for Legends Arceus? Hold on, wait a second. Let me read that again. Do you think we will get AZ and Masters for Pokemon Legends Arceus? Do you mean we'll get him in Masters? Maybe. I don't know about Legends Arceus though. I don't think that. You mean probably Legends ZA? You mean? I'm guessing that's what you meant instead of Legends Arceus? Yeah. Well, again, we need, before we can even like judge anything, we kind of need that trailer to see what the game's gonna even be like. How this arc ends and how this series ends. Like I said, no. I'm not doing this whole series review, but I'll do an arc review. I said I'm just waiting for this arc to end to basically see how it ends. Then we'll be able to thoroughly review it and see how rushed it was. Kind of feels like it right now, but we'll see how things end here in the next month. Still wish Roy would have that mature moment of Rayquaza should stay with Lucius, but no. We'll see. We'll see what he decides at the end of it here. Him with Eternal Floret. Imagine if they give us another no gameplay trailer and we have to wait another year for news. It's been indefinitely delayed. Sorry, guys. That's your Pokemon Presents. Goodbye. Do you think Ash will come back? No, he's dead. Sorry, guys. He turned to ash. ZA is the next Metroid Prime 4. Yeah, they decided to just reboot it and get another studio to work on it. Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Pokefan was joking there. That seemed like a joke to me. Next PokePresent, they're going to announce that Horizon's getting canceled. Imagine if that happened. I'd be like, okay, time for me to move on to a different series, and like that would be my final straw right there. How did you guys not see that? That was clear sarcasm, dude. How is it not a joke, bro? I don't get it. I mean, that literally was pretty obvious, obviously a joke in my opinion. I don't know how you guys didn't see that. That was pretty clearly just being funny. Even though it doesn't translate well through text, I'm pretty sure it was pretty clearly a joke. Anyways, I think we have an Ann versus Liko again versus Samurai versus Meowscarda. Probably at the end of the series, maybe. Anyways. Alright, anyways, do you guys have anything else? We're going on an hour and a half now since the stream started. You're here, make sure to cast your vote and hit that like button. Remember the good days when everyone thought Ann was an explorer or was Sango? Yep. Rip those Ann was an explorer theory. See ya, Sharon. And we're going on about an hour and a half now, so we probably will be wrapping up here soon. So if you guys got anything else, it's time to put them in the chat. Yeah, I should probably go get lunch. Let me make sure the roads are good where I'm at, otherwise I need to do delivery. Alright. This is the last call for chat. Give you another minute. Been a pleasure talking with y'all, and sorry about the sarcasm not translating. Don't worry about it, Pokefan. No harm done. Gotta be sarcastic here and there. We joke around here, so no harm done. Anywho, well, I guess we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. Yeah, so this episode was okay. 5 out of 10 in my opinion, but you guys rated it 8, 7? That won the poll. 18 votes. Dang. 56% like this episode, 8, 7. I'd say it's a 5, so maybe we can give this a 6 and call it even. Anyways, yeah, that's all we got for today's stream. We'll be doing this again next Saturday. Same time as always. And yeah. Anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap things up here. So, Emerald, ask me on Discord. Anyways, that's all I got for today's stream, so we're going to end the poll here. Like I said, 6 out of 10. Okay, episode. Next 2 episodes are going to be more interesting. So, as we head into Rakua. Alright, guys. With that said, if you're still here, thank you so much for joining. Hope you all have a great day or night wherever you're at, and I'll see you all later. Bye now.